Because if you didn't sign in today, then you're not here. As we get started, I'm going to call on our first speaker. I was asked to introduce myself. My name is Yolanda McLean, the Secretary-Treasurer of Cupe, Ontario. And now I'm going to introduce our first speaker as people are coming and gathering and as they hear our voices. So we're still giving people time to come and join us in the circle. I want to call on the President of Toronto Education Workers, Cupe Local 4400, the President of that local, John Weatherup.
Yeah, I wrote a little speech here, and normally when I come, I have no idea what I'm going to say, so I'm just going to speak from my heart. I just want to thank everybody. For being here. Hello. I want to thank everybody for being here today. And I know there's a lot of other unions supporting us here, and I know they'll introduce them, and I want to talk about the 4,400 members that we represent in the Toronto education workers, the work that they do. So when I started 35 years ago, there's a building right there at 155 College where we did this same thing for international languages, for LGBTQ rights, and we partied over there and we fought over there. And then in 1999, we took out 15,000 education workers across this city. It was you who did it. It was the members of 4,400 who went out. And just because we weren't having enough fun, we did it 2 years later to take on the Mike Harris government. So it's just a recognition of those members who are here today. So when people say to us, you know, you're asking for too much money, you may want to respond, we're giving up millions of dollars of our pay to be here today. And I just want to be clear with the people here. This doesn't end with this. No more violence in the classrooms. For every office staff member who's using Power School, which is a piece of shit technology, get rid of it. For the caretakers to get overwhelmed in our school, and with COVID, enough is enough. Our children are getting sick. And then all he says, I wrap myself in two little kids, and Leachy says, it's all about the children. If he cared about the children, then he wouldn't let them get sick from COVID and do that business, and he should stop using children to say that's why he's keeping schools open. And I'm not trying to leave out any job classes, because in 4,400 we represent 450 job classes. My mother was an EA. She worked for 35 years as an EA. I started as a lunchroom supervisor, working at the school board. And I put on a shirt today, Sisters in Solidarity, not only to remember the missing Indigenous and murdered women, but our locals, predominantly women. Don't want to offend the men. The women standing up and coming to these protests, coming out on the meetings, it's women-led, it's women-driven, and I want to thank you all for being here today. And as I said to the GJ here, my favorite song is a song called by the Dropkick Murphys, and it's called Take the Bastards Down. Thank you very much.
Enough is enough! 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 Thank you, everyone, for coming closer. Are they still gathering? Thank you, John, for those encouraging words. And as we continue, why don't we open the rest of this by, thank you. Why don't we open with an Indigenous opening? I want to welcome my sister from Cupe National, flew in from British Columbia, arrived this morning to be with us in the struggle. Welcome, Deborah Marrier, to do the Indigenous opening.
Welcome everybody. Again, I'm very honored to see everybody here. And I just wanted to acknowledge the territory because I am a visitor on this land here. And I come from British Columbia, and it's so important that before we do anything, we acknowledge the territory. And I am a visitor. And I want to acknowledge the Mississauga, Anishinaabe people, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. This is your land, this is your territory. And the work that you're going to do, I'm so proud. So I want to thank you and honor, so we can start with continue doing the work that you need to do. So miigwech, hey hey, solidarity forever.
We won't back down! We won't back down! We won't back! I can't hear you! We won't back down! I can't hear you! We won't back down! Louder! We won't back down! One more time! We won't back down! One more time! We won't back down! Yes, now I hear you! Now, it's the time. I'm going to introduce our next speaker, who is someone I hope you all know. Your president in the fight, in the struggle, who has been at the bargaining table, fighting with you on the lines every single day. Give a warm welcome to your president, Laura Walton from the
Oh, look at that. You know what? Today is an amazing day for workers' rights, for people's rights, and for us to show what democracy actually looks like. So listen, I have been to several picket lines today, and I just wanted to bring greetings from the folks across this province. There are hundreds of picket lines that went up this morning with thousands of people on them. And it's not just Cupe members, it's families, it is colleagues, it is co-workers, it's OPSU, it is Unifor, it's ETFO, it's OSSTF, it's EWECTA, it's AFO, it is UFCW. Honestly, if there was ever a time that labor needed to come together, it is today. Because here is what I know. Stephen Lecce wasn't getting his way. Stephen Lecce decided, in his private school wisdom, that he should take on 55,000 of the lowest paid workers in the Ontario public education system. And Stephen underestimated you, because that's what the boss does. The boss underestimates the workers. And Stephen thought that he could just say, you're going to take this deal, or you're going to legislate this deal. Well, folks, education workers have been working under legislated contracts for the last decade. Legislated contracts are nothing new. But what they did to us was attack our charter rights and our human rights. And we will not stand for that for 1 minute. And I represent 55,000 of the most amazing workers in this province. And we went to them and we said, what do you want to do? And they said to me this morning, Laura, this is no longer about my collective agreement. This is about the working rights, the human rights, the charter rights of every woman, man, child, family member, and worker in this province. And we're not backing down. So here's my message.
We won't back down.
Here's my message. Doug Ford, I noticed you were missing last night. I noticed that because I was there. Because if you're going to rip away the rights of workers, you're going to rip them away while looking me in the eye. And Doug Ford, you weren't there last night, so I'm giving you an opportunity. You can call us. You can meet with us. You can come to a table with a fair deal. And you can repeal that draconian piece of legislation right now. Because, take a look around. This is not a unique situation. This is happening in over 100 places across this province. And workers are not backing down. We are done. We are done being treated like this. We're done with being disrespected. We're done being devalued. And let's be clear, schools are not closed because the workers aren't there. Schools are closed because they can't exist without education workers. So Ford, I understand you had a dinner party to go to. I am more than happy to buy you dinner. Come and talk. Because this will continue across the province and it will continue to build and it's growing across our country and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and this is your chance. Because if not, the workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. Thank you, every single one, for everything that you are doing. Keep up the fight.
The workers united will never be defeated. 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 Now I want to introduce you to three amazing leaders. I want to introduce to you our national president, Brother Mark Hancock from Cupe. Our sister Candice Rennick, Secretary Treasurer of Cupe National. And all the way from British Columbia, coming in this morning to you from British Columbia, is British Columbia President, Cupe BC, Karen Remillard. Now we're going to hear from all three of them.
All right, how you doing? Say hi to Jackson. He's missing school today, but he's where he needs to be. I got to tell you how this is so hot. This is making my body sweat. It's making my heart feel real good, my friends. Thank you so much for coming today. You know, Doug Ford, he kind of did us a favor, you know? By doing what he did, by bringing that legislation in, by invoking the notwithstanding clause, has brought together not only Cupe, not only the labor movement, but people across this country from coast to coast to coast. And my friends, there's lots of questions from my friends in the media about the fines. You know, they're talking about hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars. I can't sell my soul for any amount of money, my friends. I will not sell out our union. I will not sell out the labor union. I will not sell out our country. You know, we have a history of meeting in the streets, meeting in boardrooms, and meeting in the courts. And if Doug Ford and the Ontario Conservatives want to get some money for my union, he can take us to court. Because as far as I'm concerned, we're not paying one dime. One penny. I'm going to turn this over to Candace now. Well, my friends, this is turning into a movement. It started yesterday just in this building here. It's all across Toronto today, my friends. And I predict by next week, it's going to be all across the country, my friends. One day longer. One day longer. One day longer. One day stronger.
Go, Candace, go! Go, Candace, go! My friends, let's give a shout out to the parents and families and teachers all across the country. There is no question that this is a defining moment for our union. This is a defining moment for the labor movement. And we are here to ask ourselves, what kind of a labor movement in this country do we want to be? And I put to you, we want to be a militant union that stands up for the rights of our workers. Like Mark, I want to tell Doug Ford and Stephen Lecce that you can bully our members, you can try to intimidate us with hundreds of millions of dollars in fines, but our message for you is clear, that our rights under the charter of this country are priceless and we will fight for them. To CUPE members, I want you to know, and I want you to believe, that you do not belong to the largest, strongest union in this country for nothing. We will have your back and we will stand with you shoulder to shoulder until you get the respect and dignity that you deserve. And we have support and solidarity from all across the country. Join me in welcoming the president of CUPE, British Columbia, Karen Renalata.
I am so excited to be here to bring. Oh, that one's better.
I think somebody's turned the button off.
Oh, well, let's try that.
There you go.
Okay, well, I'll try. How about? No, let's not do that. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna just go this way. There we go. Friends, I am so excited to be here and to bring greetings on behalf of the 100,000 members in British Columbia who have been inspired by your fight. We have been watching this fight from the other side of the country, and I want you to know, and you're going to hear this over and over again, you pick a fight with one CUPE member, you're going to pick a fight with all of us. The labor movement in British Columbia is watching this closely. I bought a one-way ticket to Toronto. I want Doug Ford to know we will be here as long as we need to, because this is a family. And you stand up for your family, and you show up for your family. And your family in British Columbia, I'm going to say this number again, 104,000 members strong in British Columbia have your back until this fight is done. And if Ontario is anything like BC, anytime an employer picks a fight with the union, they lose. So I guess we can just say that Doug Ford is a loser. Solidarity, everybody. Thank you.
I can't hear you. Solidarity. Woo! Now I'm going to bring up our next speaker. You ready? Ready for the next speaker? Yeah. Perfect. Our next speaker comes from the Canadian Labour Congress, the largest Congress in all of Canada, representing 3 million members. I want to welcome our President, B. Briss.
I'm bringing greetings on behalf of the 3.3 million workers right across Canada who are standing in solidarity with you. Absolutely, a fight for us in this province means a fight right across Canada. Doug Ford was too squeamish to even show up and vote for this crappy legislation that he tabled yesterday. Shame! You know, for a government that calls itself a friend to workers, where was he when he's trampling on our rights? Shame, shame, shame! Shame, shame, shame! And where was our Minister of Labour yesterday? Oh, he stood up all right. He stood up to stamp on our rights, and we were not going to forget that. Because guess what? The next election is not that far away, and we are going to vote them out. Vote them out! 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 I want to give a huge shout out to the Cupe, the strong Cupe members, who are among the lowest paid education workers in the system, who keep our communities and schools and, quite frankly, our society going every single day. They deserve our support, and I'm so proud of their courage on taking this stand, not just in their round of bargaining, but for all of us. To trample on charter rights is no easy feat, and to decide that you're going to use the notwithstanding clause in our Constitution to take a sledgehammer to workers' rights is wrong, and we are not going to stand for it. Not today, not ever, my friends. This morning I got a call from the Prime Minister's office. He called me to say, I'm extremely worried about what's happening here, and I want workers to know that I respect their rights. And I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I appreciate that. But guess what? We need you to use your power to actually take action on this particular issue. And that's called disallowance, because we cannot have a start of one particular province deciding that it's okay to use the notwithstanding clause to trample our rights. Because when one does it, it's coming to a theater near you, folks. So who's next? We all know this across Canada. The entire labour movement stands with you. So, solidarity! So, solidarity! So, solidarity! So, solidarity! Woo! I'm now going to bring up our next speaker, the President of the Ontario Federation of Labour. Give a warm welcome to Patty Coates!
I want to go.
Holy crap! Twice in 1 week! This is amazing! Wow! This is what worker power means! This is what democracy looks like! I want to say, I want all of the education workers who are here to raise your flags, raise your hands, make a noise. I want to hear you. Amazing. I want to thank you for standing up for your rights. But I also want you to know that the Ontario Federation of Labour has over 1 million workers that are standing with you. Some are here today, some are across Ontario, and we will continue to stand with you throughout this fight, because we know that if we let this government off the hook with this nuclear bill, this nuclear bomb, he's going to continue to throw bombs at every single one of us. And I want you to know, as educational workers, I am an educational worker too. I was around for the 1997 political protest for 2 weeks. I was around for Bill 115. And I will tell you, when I was in the legislature yesterday and watched the Conservatives crush us with this draconian bill, I cried. But I looked the Minister of Labour straight in the eye as he sat there and did nothing to stop this bill. And I know we talk about Ford and we talk about Lecce, but Monty McNaughton is a Minister of Labour. He has carriage over the Labour Relations Act. He has carriage over bargaining and ensuring that we go through the bargaining process. And newsflash, strikes are part of the bargaining process.
Exactly.
And we have to preserve our right to continue to strike. And I will tell you, we will fight this to the end. We will not stop. And I will tell you what's going to happen tomorrow in Toronto and all across Ontario. Tomorrow, join us at Dundas Square from 12 until 1. Bring your signs, bring your flags, bring your family and friends and other workers. Because we're going to, if we have enough, and I know we're going to have enough, we're going to take over the corner of Dundas and Yonge. And we're going to do this all across Ontario. So watch for an action near you. And I also want to tell you,
We won't back down! 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 We won't back down!
I want to say one more thing. I know others talked about this, but the solidarity is growing all across Canada, in every province and in every territory. We have received letters from almost every Federation of Labour across Canada, sending their support to you, to every one of you. And one of the presidents from Manitoba, Kevin, is in Kenora today. He drove to Kenora to show solidarity and support. And I know he's also a Cupe member. So I will tell the Ford government, I will tell his MPPs that workers united will never be defeated. Workers united will never be defeated. Workers united will never be defeated.
Workers united will never be defeated. The 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 workers united will never be defeated. Next, I want to bring up our next speaker. JP, you ready? Yeah? The president of OPSU. Warm welcome to JP Ornick.
stand together today of all days. Everyone from an equity-deserving group knows where this ends, and it is not good for any of us. This is an attack on the very Constitution itself, our freedom of association, our freedom of expression. The reason that unions exist is to build worker power by allowing us to come together and bargain freely and fairly for better working conditions. Doug Ford might not understand this, but he needs to know, when you punch down on a worker, you raise a movement. And let's be clear, friends, comrades, siblings, this is where it begins, and we will take this to the wall together, and then we will break down that wall together, because whose house is this? Whose house is this? Let's take it back. We won't back down. 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 I have to stop for a commercial break. If you haven't signed in, then you're not here. I encourage you to sign in on 4 corners. Any 4 corners, just sign in today. If you don't sign in, you're not here. And you won't get paid. Oh, now you're moving. I got it. I got it. I want to bring up our next speaker. Yes. Our next speaker, we want to welcome President of Unifor. Warm welcome to Lana Payne.
Thank you, sister. And joining me, Noreen Risby, our Ontario Regional Director. Solidarity, everybody! Well, in my home province of Newfoundland and Labrador, what we would call this moment is like a match to a blasty bow, because that's exactly what Doug Ford has done right now. He has ignited the labor movement in a way that he did not think was possible. Here's the message we have as the largest private sector union in this country to Doug Ford right now and his government over Bill 28. This is an unprecedented attack against workers' rights and trade union freedoms. And what you're going to see is an unprecedented response. All of us together, education workers, auto workers, energy workers, healthcare workers, all of us together. That is what's going to be required to fight and win. Today, tomorrow, next week, we're with you, Cupe. We're with you always until we win. Solidarity, everybody.
My message is to the 55,000 education support workers who are out today. This is directly to you. Look around you. Turn your cameras on. Turn the TVs on. Look on social media. You may be 55,000. There is 10 times that in this province that are standing right now to fight for your rights, to defend your rights. You are not 55,000. You are 315,000 of uniform members, along with your 55,000, along with your 715,000 of your Cupe National Union, the 3 million workers under the CLC. You are not alone. You will not bear those fines. You will not bear those signs, those fines. You will not. You will not bear for $4,000 a day.
Ridiculous.
It will never happen. Every union in this country is going to bear those fines on your behalf. They picked a fight with the entire Canadian labor movement, and it's on. Solidarity, my friends. We're only going to go up from here. Solidarity. The workers united will never be defeated. 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 The workers united will never be defeated.
Solidarity, sisters and brothers! Thank you, thank you. Now I want to bring up to the stage so you can start making your way as I call your name. I want to bring up from Manny Forza, International Vice President, Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU. Come on up, Manny.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. This is what solidarity looks like. I have never been so proud to be part of a labor movement as I am at this moment. We are making history today. And on behalf of our 200,000 ATU members, we bring greetings. We bring greetings and support to Cupe because they were going to be on our picket line, and I'll get to that in a minute. There's a reason why I was pushed to the back, that I'm up here last. Because as I speak, we are counting votes on the company's latest offer. Now, I've been at the table with Metrolinx for 18 days. The first 10 days, they gave us nothing. Then we reported a 93% strike mandate. And guess what happened? They finally started moving on a few items. Our fight is not about wages, because 124 already dictates that. But let me tell you how infuriating it is to sit across a group of management folks on the bargaining team that gave themselves double-digit increases in this last year. It's shameful. Phil Verster earns almost $1 million a year. And what does he really do? He hands out hundreds of billions of dollars to developers to get rich. So let's be honest. Metrolinx is nothing but a tax-based slush fund to make rich developers richer. It is shameful. And the one item ATU is fighting for is the protection of our jobs. No contracting out. After all, our members came to work every day during a pandemic. They put their lives at risk. They put their families' lives at risk. ATU lost 220 members to COVID, as did many of you. Many of the locals lost members. We lost 3. But let me tell you, as the last box is being counted on the latest offer, it looks like it's an overwhelming no! But I haven't gotten to the best part yet. The best part is we will be going on strike at 12:01 this coming Monday unless Metrolinx comes to the table with contracting out language. and every one of you to know that we stand in support of Cupe, and we know Cupe will be in support of us. And we will have ATU members on this picket line next week, and we will have ATU members on our picket line this week. We will have a news release in the upcoming hours to make our count official. But sisters and brothers, thank you. Thank you for the fight. Cupe, we will be there with you, and we know you will be there with us. Workers united will never be defeated. Worker united will never be defeated. We are going to show Stephen Lecce and his government, Doug Ford, what collective bargaining actually looks like. Thank you, sisters and brothers.
Tell me what democracy looks like! 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 Now I want to introduce to you an amazing sister, the president of the Toronto and York Labour Region Council, our sister from the Labour Council, Sister Andrea Babington.
Woo! All right. So before we start, I think we need to refresh this. When workers are under attack, what do we do? When community are under attack, what do we do? When healthcare workers are under attack, what do we do? When community are under attack, what do we do? Education workers are under attack, what do we do? Thank you. We have to keep saying that. Doug Ford and Lecce want everyone to believe that there is a us and them. But it's not true. Lecce and Doug Ford want to tell the community, they want to tell parents that education workers, these service providers, are attacking them. And absolutely that's not the truth. Education workers are parents, so they're feeling this. Education workers are the grandparents that are forced to look after these children when you underpay these service workers. I was up in York Region this morning and I saw different people up there. I saw grandparents, I saw supporters, and I saw the workers out there marching on that line. And what they were saying, shame, shame on these two, whoever they are. It's because someone like Doug Ford is why we have a pink shirt day. He's a bully. Yes. He's a bully. Someone like Lecce, whose story is he telling? He's neither a parent. He has never experienced anything these workers have to experience working minimum wages. Who is him to tell you your story? Doug Ford and Lecce did not mean to come to this bargaining table. They spent the entire pandemic plotting and scheming how to wage war on the healthcare sector. And we're saying that we're going to roll over you if that's what it takes. We're not going to back down. Comrades, we're here. And you're here not alone. You're not here alone as education workers. You're here with the community. You're here with laborers. You're here with politicians. Why? This is not right. This is not right. I want to remind you, Doug Ford is repeating its own history. If everyone remember Doug Ford, he watched parents, he watched the community, came out in town hall meeting and talk about the struggle they were facing, working below the poverty line. He didn't give them minimum wage. They won a little bit into a wage increase, and Doug Ford came in and he stole minimum wage increase from our people. He stole minimum wage from our community. And he's the one now to tell you what's right? No. He's the same one telling you that these workers that making under 39,000 deserve nothing less. And we're saying, shame on you, Doug Ford. Who is you as a millionaire handout to come to tell people what they're feeling? This is a time of when inflation is rising. What did Doug Ford do in the height of COVID? He came out and did a campaign pitch. He came out and he said to people, I am with you workers. But we know that was not true because he's in his seat right now. So now his promise is no good. What did Doug Ford did? He came out and he said to essential workers that we are here with you. But we saw what that meant. So I'm just saying, as we are here today, we have to say to him, we're not going to back down. You are a bully that's one threat. And we are here to hold you up to that threat. We are here to make sure that you understand. Being a politician does not give you the right to muzzle people.
Exactly.
Does not give you the right to take away their democratic right and their freedom of expression. Get back to the bargaining table, Leche. Get back to the bargaining table, Ford, because it's not going to gain you anything. We're here to roll over you. We're going to roll over you. You know, the saying said, and I wanna give you this last piece as you go. And this is for me to you. This little song from us. Them wrong for send come call us. Them wrong, yes them wrong. Them wrong for send come call us. Them wrong. Farmer Union is a lion, and the lion will devour you. Them wrong for send come call us. They wrong, yes they wrong. Solidarity.
Thank you, Andrea, for those encouraging words. Give it up for Andrea. Now I want to introduce to you our next speaker. From the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario, the President, Sister Karen Brown.
Brothers and sisters, it's so good to see everyone here today. Let's keep the momentum going. I heard a little reggae beat going. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't forget to fight. Hey, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't forget the fight. That's right, we're standing up today with all the education workers. I represent 83,000 public elementary school teachers who are here standing side by side. We are watching this fight. We know this is not just your fight, it is our fight. And we're going to be there with you. We're standing here today. We'll be standing here Monday and beyond. The labor movement is rising. People are rising. Communities are rising. Our members are rising. Solidarity, we will be with you because when we lift you, when we lift the lowest paid workers in this province, we lift everyone, and we need to do that. Shame on this government. Shame on them attacking women, marginalized women. Shame on them. We will not stand. From coast to coast, you are being supported by educators and teachers across this country. We're there with you. Solidarity forever. Solidarity.
Solidarity. Solidarity. Solidarity. Solidarity. Thank you, so many speakers from across the country, from all sorts of unions. And I want to bring up another speaker from another union. Are you here? You ready? We're ready? Help me welcome from the Postal Workers, the Secretary Treasurer for the Toronto Local, Brother Happy Youssef!
Hello, sisters and brothers, comrades. It's good day to come out and fight for our rights. It's good day to stand together. I have a word for our sisters and brothers from Cupe. If Doug Ford and his police think that you are alone on only 55,000. You are not. You are over 3.3 million, as the Sister B said, families of Canada. But also, you are many other families who are not mentioned here that are in Toronto, that rely on your service, that rely on your hard work. On behalf of postal workers, coast to coast, we stand with you today, we stand with you tomorrow. We will be here until we win this, because this is not your strike, this is not your issues, this is a workers' issues, this is a community issue. Sisters and brothers, I will tell you one thing. Postal workers won last strike in solidarity of all other unions. When we legislated back, you came out and defend our rights. You came out and strike. So an injury to one of us is injury to all. If Doug Ford wants to take one by one for us, I have a word for him. You started something that you will not stop. We will win this war. We will win for the workers. We will win for all the mothers and fathers of Ontario. In solidarity. Solidarity. Solidarity.
Solidarity. Solidarity. Thank you, Brother Abdi. Now I want to bring up two colleagues of your own who've been working on the front lines just like you. I now want to introduce a member from Cupe Local 1328, Brittany, and the President, Val, from Cupe Local 3155. Give them a warm welcome.
Hi everyone, happy Friday! My name is Brittany. I'm a Cupe Local 1328 member and an EA with the TCDSB. Before I begin, I want you to look beside you and to look around you. We're all here together. Oh, sorry. We're all here together standing in solidarity, and we're all united as one. The picture that we are painting is absolutely beautiful, and you deserve a round of applause for that. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. It's greatly appreciated for myself and all of us education workers. About 10 years ago, I started with the board and I never looked back. I love my job and I love my students. But we've had enough. We're not compensated for what we deserve, and there have been way too many cuts. It's become very difficult for us to do our jobs. I don't believe that the government would treat a group of male-dominated workers the way that he's treating us. A group of phenomenal education workers who are predominantly women. When the Bill 28 was passed yesterday, I believe that we're all beginning to realize that when the government doesn't stand for what we believe in, that it's okay to trample on us and our rights. But it's not. Okay, so we need to stand together, and we have the power to be the change, and we have the ability to defend this legislation. We need to keep making noise, and we're only going up from here.
Hi everyone. So Local 3155 is thrilled to be here. We're a small but very powerful local. We are very used to mobilizing and fighting for our rights. My members have never seen this today. This was huge and they loved being part of it. They came here today not just for themselves to stand with all of you, but they came here today for one very important reason. We teach international languages at the TCDSB. I myself teach over 200 students, and I am sick and tired of Leche's lies. I am tired of his stories. I wanted to write him and Ford an email and say, why don't you call up Walt Disney, because you're full of stories. Why don't you tell the public, this is not about just us. This is about the kids. Why don't you tell them what's in what we offered, that we asked for supports in our schools and you denied it? Stop saying you're for the kids when you're denying the kids of what they need. We are so thrilled to be part of this today. I cannot tell you. I just hope that they understand, and actually I was asked to say something in Italian, which is what I teach. And the message that I'd like to say, some of you may understand. I would love not to explain it because I'd love for it to try to figure it out, but I am going to tell you. So, qui ci vuole un sciopero generale, which means what we need is a provincial-wide strike. Shut down the province! Shut it down! 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 Give it another hand because they were nervous when they got here, but I think they brought the message home.
Now I want to introduce the Ontario Parents Action Network. Come on, Rochelle, you're up next. Warm welcome for Rochelle.
Rachel. I want to start by giving a shout out to the education workers at my children's school, Carlton Village PS and Oakwood CI. We see you. Thank you for caring for our children and our school buildings every single day. Thank you for taking a stand today for our kids. I was watching the news the other night and, the reporter was doing what they call a streeter. So they'd gone outside a public school and they were looking for, parent reaction on the impending strike. And a woman looked at the camera when asked what she thought about the strike. She paused for a minute and she said, well, public education is important, so I'm on their side. And I think that kind of sums it up. I think parents in this province understand that this government is not for our kids. They're not for public education. Parents support the rights of education workers to collectively bargain and strike. We recognize that that is how workers improve their working conditions. We are workers. Your working conditions are our kids' learning conditions. Lecce, Ford, back to the table, fair deal now, get these kids back in school, pay our education workers, respect our education workers, give kids the supports they need to recover, to grow, to learn, to thrive. Keep up the fight. We are with you. Solidarity.
We won't back down.
We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. We won't back down. Everyone that comes up, they say they're nervous, but you don't need to be nervous because we're all in this together. Now we're going to hear from another union. I know we heard from the larger ATU earlier, but now we're going to hear from A2U, Local 113, the largest Toronto amalgamated transit union. Brother Marvin!
Hello, everybody. My name is Marvin Alfred. I'm the president of ATU Local 113, the largest trans organization in Toronto. I just want to let everybody know, we're here to support education workers. We're here to support labor. We're here to support people fighting. You're on the front line to fight for all of us. We've got your back. ATU has your back. This is a fight not just for education workers. This is a fight for every person in labor across the province. Okay? That's not loud enough. I want to hear you guys scream. I promised I wouldn't swear, but I'm going to swear anyway. The bullshit has to stop. What's happening now is going to happen to every single person in labor across the province. If you don't get it, wake up. Okay? Because what's happening is labor is going to wake up and do what needs to be done. Okay? This has to stop. An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Okay? Every single person here. Thank you for being here to support labor. We are all here. We have your back. We know we're going to win this fight together. We are stronger together. Okay? Do not let this provincial government divide us. Right? We all need to recognize that anything that happens to education workers, transit workers, anybody in labor, in service, is going to be attacked by this government, and the shit has to stop now. I'm sorry, I had to swear. I'm kidding.
One day longer! 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 Now we have a whole bunch of people coming up to speak to you. From the new Democratic Party, it is our NDP caucus. Give them a warm welcome.
There are a lot of us. Sisters and brothers, friends, it is incredibly good to see you all here today. I'm here with my members of the NDP caucus. We have been fighting Doug Ford in the legislature every day. And this week we called him out and we got thrown out. And we were proud to be thrown out because he had to be thrown out. Doug Ford is saying that his nuclear bomb of a bill is the way to solve the problem in the education sector. You know what? Doug Ford is a liar. Doug Ford says the problem in education, the problem with this whole dispute is the workers. You know what? Doug Ford is a liar. He told parents that he could keep the schools open, that he would solve this. Well, my friends, he lied. He lied. Education workers took huge risks to keep our schools open during the pandemic. Education workers stood up for families, they stood up for children, and they do each and every day. Education workers are not the problem, they are the solution. Stand strong. Bring parents on side because they know who the problem is in this province. We have an opportunity to shake this government to its very roots. We have the opportunity to set things up so that this premier is unemployed in the next election. Solidarity now. Solidarity tomorrow, solidarity forever! I know there are many other speakers, so I'm going to give them a shot, but I really appreciate you listening to us today. Thank you all.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! No justice, no peace! 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 Don't worry, we've got our final speaker. We're coming to an end. So I know you don't want to miss this one. But I have a commercial break.
Make sure you sign in.
Make sure you sign in. If you don't sign in, you will not get paid. Please sign in. Now I want to introduce to you. I know you're ready for this one. The President. Sorry, I have to continue the commercial break. Sorry. If you signed in this morning, those of you that came later, sign in again. Like you want to make sure that you sign in twice, even 3 times. We just want to make sure that your name is on a piece of paper. Got it? Now, let me introduce to you your president, our brother, our friend, our leader, the president of Cupe, Ontario, our brother Fred Horn!
Let's see if we can rattle the windows in Queen's Park. Let them hear you! It's been such an emotional morning for me, friends. I've been proud to be part of this movement of ours for many years. But I have never been as inspired as I am by Cupe education workers who are standing up. We're talking here about 70% of our members who are women. Many of them single-parent families. 60% of our members are laid off every summer. Our average wages are only $39,000 a year. This government was banking on the fact that low-paid women workers could be intimidated, could be made afraid. And today, while we're here, we know we are not afraid. We are strong. The minister keeps trying to say that there are parents and there are workers, and we know that's just not true, because workers are parents, and parents are workers, and we will not be divided. There are some. In fact, I was asked this a bunch today. Gee, isn't what you're doing illegal? And I have been reminded of this. The right to strike was not given to us as workers. We took that right. It's ours. Dr. Martin Luther King reminded us, we have a moral obligation to disobey unjust laws. thank all of the speakers for their solidarity. I see flags from many unions. But I want to say this. We are going to need to grow this, friends. This is an amazing start, but it cannot be the end. We need you in your union to start talking about what you can do to stand with our education members. I want you to know that tonight we are having a provincial all-presidents meeting to talk to Cupe members who work in municipalities and in universities and in social services and in healthcare about what they're willing to do to stand with our education members. They believe. Strike. General 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 strike. They believe that we don't have the guts. They believe that we won't stand up. We're here. They believe that we're willing to be intimidated. That after so many years of government stepping on workers' rights, of setting aside the charter, that we're just going to allow it to happen. That's what they believe. Now let me remind us about what we believe. I want you to repeat after me. I believe. I believe. Let's try that again for the people in the back. Right by the Socialist Action tent. All the way back. I believe. I believe. I believe that we. I believe that we. I believe that we will win. 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 Friends, together, when we stand together, and when we fight together, we have the majority in Ontario, not them. There's more of us, and there isn't them. And we must stand together and fight together, and we will win together. We will win. 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 I can't hear you. We will win. We will in the back. We will win. We will win in the back. We will win. We will win. Thank you for coming out, everyone. Now, we're going to do a walk around the building. Let's go. Let's take them down.